The world tour is faster than ever before. Is it the bikes? Is it the heavy disc brake bikes, the heavier, slow bikes? Or is it this? The carbohydrate revolution, the sugar intake, how nutrition boosted Matteo Jorgensen, Christian Blumfeld counts his sugar calories, making sure they get enough. This is the sucrose molecule, all right, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. This is Michelle from China. And if again, if you ask Christians, coach, you ask all these people, they all know about me. They all mention my stuff. Carbs for the win. So if we mention the Asian cultures, the Indians, the African, we notice lean physiques, natural mobility, athletic function. So is, China's a great example. The history of China. We have Michelle here, great athletic example of that Chinese culture of rice, sugar, fruit. We also have Natasha here, again, raised on rice, looking nice. Raised on rice equals looking nice. Low fat, okay? The fat you eat is the fat you wear. If you want to increase the body fat, increase your dietary fat. It's that simple. Watching the race here, all these athletes trained, okay? Trained and running on sugar, literally running on sugar. When the sugar is gone, your motivation is gone. Okay, you can't push your best self without enough sugar. It's nature's design. You want to push watts in life, you got to have sugar. If when you limit the sugar of a racer, you limit their wattage. When you limit the sugar of yourself, you limit your own wattage. And that's a big mistake people make. Oh, I'm sedentary. I'm not burning the calories. So what are you going to do? You're going to stay sedentary? Well, I'm going to eat more fat and protein. Yeah, so you're going to get fatter and slower and more sedentary? Like, that's what baffles me. Oh, but okay, I'm not an athlete, Harley. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem, man. You're not an athlete? Like, why are you so lazy? Okay, you're lazy because you're fatigued. That's why. And you're fatigued because you think sugar's the devil. That's reality. But I'm not an athlete. That's a concern. We know sport makes you healthier. Cardiovascular health, mitochondrial efficiency, all right? The gut biome, the bacteria in your gut can determine your health. And if we test the gut flora, the biome of the fastest girls here, the fastest guys, we see they all have a similar gut biome, the microbiome, all right, fueled on sugars, protovella bacteria, all right, the good stuff, man. We see that, and we see if we test the microbiome of fat people, their biome is disastrous because they're living on animal protein and animal fats, and it stinks. All right, think of horse shit versus dog shit. Okay, there you go. So if you eat like a dog, you're gonna have stinky. If you eat like a horse, you'll be more horsey. It's just facts, man. And Jordan Peterson says we should eat like cats. That's why Jordan Peterson is just crying most interviews. All right, and you see some riders out there, they copy Jordan Peterson's advice. Actually, they don't, but they start to fear sugar a bit, and then they eat more fat, and then their body gets fat, and then their career is over. Right? If you're a pro cyclist or a pro runner and you gain 3 kilos of fat, that can be pretty much your career over. All right, literally, that can literally end your career. Okay, because 3 kilos is about 20 watts. Okay, so if you're already on the limit and you gain 3 kilos of dead weight, and you don't gain extra 20 watts, then you're done. So we see here, this is Michelle here again. She's born in China, made in China, and I always use the girls in my videos as a great example because it's just that slim, natural body. Like Michelle here, never been drunk, hasn't touched drugs, just raised on rice. Okay, raised on rice and sport, playing around, having fun. Cycling, man, all right, is all about power to weight. Okay, and we see the pro cycling tour, the world tour, is revolutionized its carbohydrate intake. Do you know why? Because of me. That is the feedback I get direct from the world tour riders. This year in 2025 at Two and Under, I got asked for more selfies than ever before from the pro riders, from the world tour guys, more acknowledgements, etc., and their coaches and emails and stuff like that. It's amazing, really cool to see. So we're seeing more plant-based meals, we're seeing more vegan ingredients, we're seeing the jumbo especially. And this all started back in when I was giving Chris Froome's Nigel, what's his name? Nigel, the Team Sky nutritionist back in the day, and I was giving him a bit of a rough up, just a bit of banter because he was, he means well, but he was like overweight. This Team Sky nutritionist, and so I was just saying, that the fear of sugar is really bad, and then so they switched that around. They switched that around and got the carbs up, and then Chris Froome won that Giro in 2018. Blah 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 blah, and it went from there. It's just Nigel Mitchell. That's who it was. Nigel Mitchell. I was giving him some flack because he was overweight as a nutritionist. I think he started back in 2009 with Team Sky. Okay, and that's the deal is we have so many eating disorders as well in pro cycling and running. And that's sort of starting to. Well, I think it'll always be there because some people just can't be told. But we see a lot of junior riders, if coming up the right way, and we see they're raised on sugar, a bit like Pog, Jonas, all the crew, man, all watched my videos coming up as juniors, smashing the sugars, power meters, Strava, just starting right. Now, but if you're over age 30 and you're a pro cyclist and you come from the old school, you're gonna starve yourself, blah blah blah, and then that just fucks your mental health and you're done. You don't enjoy it. So the junior riders at 25 and under, they, 10 years ago, age 15, watching durianriders videos in 2015, 2014, power meters, Strava, base mob challenges, all that stuff. This is Menno here. He came up to me out and said, "Yep, watch your stuff, great stuff." When I was a junior, smashed the carbs, winning races. Thanks again. Just getting it done, man. All right. So that's the deal. We learn from Asia. We learn from Africa. We learn from India. Okay, you travel the world. I've traveled the world by bicycle and I love talking with people. I love talking to people, hearing people's stories, man. Especially Asians, Indians, Africans who are born in their home country, and listening to them, asking them about food, eating with them, living with them, etc. Carbs for the win. All right, you can't eat too many carbs in a day. Okay, you can't eat too many carbs in a month or a year. If you still think you can do that, if you think you can eat too many carbs in a month, unless someone's got a gun to your head and you're doing like some silly competition thing. Look, But I'm just saying, in general, impossible to eat too many carbs unless you had some sort of mental crisis going on and you're trying to like rupture your stomach by eating 70 kilos of rice a day. Okay, yeah, okay, you can't eat 70 kilos of rice a day. You get the fucking picture, man. You can't eat too many carbs. All right, if your body craves it, you should eat it, man. All right. If your body craves the carbs, you should eat the carbs. Oh, I crave beef lovers pizza. Yeah, well, that's about 70 grams of fat for a freaking serving, and you're going to make you obese. Okay, that's not carbohydrate. That's fatty grease with endothelium damaging product that's going to, contains a bit of carbs, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for clean, low fat, plant, vegan carbohydrate, sugar, starches, fruits. Eat as much as your body craves, man, and eat a vegan diet. If you want to have the better gut microbiome, do what I'm doing, man. Look at the flat tummy on me, on the chicks, on the bros. Okay, flat gut. If you got a bloated gut in the morning, then you've got some gut issues, and that dairy and the egg and the shit. Like, we're not designed for these things, man. But the food industries put it in because then it creates more money. You get gut issues, and you get lactose intolerance. Now you do lactose-free milk. You're not a fucking baby cow, man. You don't need fucking milk, right? Anyway, that's the rant. That's the rave. World tour faster than ever. It's not the slow bikes, mate. It's the fucking sugar, man. You can just go crank that stuff, okay? We're life's meant to be sweet. Be a kid, be a big kid, having fun. Bike's the best way. The bike life's the best life, man. If you know, you know. Sugar bikes, you know, babes and bros, whatever you're into, this is where it's at, man. Okay, get in on it. And boom, look at that, the world too, man. Okay, sugar for the win. Sugar for the win. If you're sedentary, it means you have some fatigue issues. Let's get you on board. Let's get you on track. And just for the people who are in a coma, remember this one. Okay, there's people in comas out there, and they're being injected full of sugar today in hospital and they're losing weight. Okay. So stop with the lie. Well, I'm not an athlete. I shouldn't eat sugar. Because if you believe that lie, then you just fill up on even more fat, more protein. Your gut feels more stodge and you just become more and more sedentary and you lose the benefits of activity and you don't eat enough carbs, you eat too much fat and protein, and the cycle just repeats itself. And now you're type 2 diabetic. You're like Timothy Noakes or Joe Rogan. Yeah, the glucose goddess, they're all type 2 diabetic, man. They all will fail the oral glucose tolerance test. They're all type 2 diabetic. Mark Sisson, just off the top of my head, all these influencers out there who fear sugar, fear carbohydrate, all type 2 diabetic. Okay, so if you want type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, then follow what they're doing. Or you can jump on my wagon, like all the diabetics that I coach since 1999. That's how I learned this, man. A lot of it was from diabetics, hey, especially type 1. Type 1, my friends would teach about insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. And then I learned about a guy called Harold Hemsworth, who's the father of diabetes research. He coined the phrase type 1, type 2. He coined the phrase insulin resistance, insulin sensitive. He's the godfather of diabetes research. And he concluded high carb, low fat, man. The less fat you eat, the better for your diabetes, the better for insulin resistance, okay? High sugar diet increases insulin sensitivity, high fat, high protein increases insulin resistance. And every single diabetic I've worked with for over 2.5 decades, they all agree with this. The blood